tonight on the show, I'm gonna teach you how to make a biscuits and gravy. Requested by this many people. There they are. Sorry, I gotta be better at that. People really like hearing me read their names. Here I have 2 sticks of butter, and also I started drinking. Kevin's here.
I also started drinking.
Immediately before the show, I put a little live stream on the Twitter. I went live and I showed the folks at home how I clean up the dog's pee. So if you wanna see that kind of content, make sure that you follow me on Twitter at
Who does it?
That's right, yeah. At Pretty Good Cook In. Because we had to smash it. It's Pretty Good Cook In. It is for not good. Okay, so this is a super simple recipe. We're gonna show you the secret to making good biscuits, which is to freeze your butter. It's right there in the freezer. I put it right there. 2 sticks, throw them on in there. All right. Next step, your bowl, a mixing bowl. We're gonna try and make 12 biscuits. So you will need 4 cups of all-purpose flour. This time it will be biscuit purpose flour, but it also will be flouring the counter purpose flour. These are the quality jokes that you subscribe to this channel for. And you follow us on Twitter at Pretty Good Cooking. Might learn some home tips, how to live with 2 dumb dogs. All right, there's that 4th cup. We knew it would come eventually. Next up, 2 tablespoons of sugar, just regular sugar. Okay, next up, 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And last but not least, some salt. 2 teaspoons of salt. All right, we're gonna mix these dry ingredients. I don't know what this whisk attachment goes to. I think it's my hand blender, but the only hand blender I got right now is my hand. We'll give that a mix. I'm real strong. It is not hard. Oh, I'm all right at kickball. All right, we'll set that aside. That butter's gotta freeze 20 to 30 minutes. Some time has elapsed. There's that frozen butter. Someone moved it around. It wasn't me. It's not where I put the butter. The end of the butter is very difficult to shred. So, you know, ripping a finger off or whatever. You really only need 1.5 sticks. Shredding the butter up into very small pieces. And the small pieces, you actually don't want to overwork because the small pieces incorporated into the dough create kind of like little air bubbles or butter bubbles, I guess. Butter bubbles. And it's real nice for biscuits. It helps them rise up just like the gamers should. And that's how you make biscuits. And you see I got this little bit of butter here. Shredding that would be a pain in the ass. So just don't. We'll just move on to the next tip. All right, so here's the great butter reveal. There it is, looks just like cheese. All right, so we'll mix that up with our dough here. And the key is not to overmix. So we will scatter it around a little bits of butter, and we'll start to incorporate it in whatever state you choose, because, you know, not an expert in tax law. And you don't want to overwork this. And also would have been a good idea to pour the milk before I put my hands in this shit. But you pour that milk for me? If you could please measure out 1.5 cups. Thank you very much. No, don't do anything with it. Just give it to me. Thank you. You've done what I asked. All right. Now would be an opportune time to preheat the oven with your dirty hands.
I can do it.
Yeah, hit that bake. Now crank it up 425. That's 420 plus 5. And then you hit start. Okay, we're gonna work on our floured surface here. This is the fun part where you get to make a mess. And this part of the counter is especially clean today because I did dishes on top of it. Here's our milk. And if you're a fool, you could use a spatula, but we're gonna use our hands for authenticity.
What part of the world are biscuits from?
The south of the world. At this point, it actually will smell like biscuits. It's like specifically when you add the milk, then you're like, oh yeah, that smells like a biscuit. And you need to work it into a loose dough without overworking it. And if it's too sticky, you might have to add some more flour. And if it's too dry, you might have to add some more milk. Kevin, you think you can splash a little milk on my hands? Just give me a once over, just a little splash. That's good, that's good. Appreciate you. You got something you want to ask? There's nothing better than a self-referential PGC reference that only the real dedicated people will. Alright, I need to quit f***ing with this and start, you know, doing the needful. So here's our biscuit dough. It looks a little f***y. That's alright. Because believe it or not, at this point we're right on track. The fast track to success. So you got your garbage dough here. Looks like shit. And really you just want to press it together until it becomes somewhat cohesive. aggressive. And that might take some doing. But you see how it's crumbly? I think it makes a better biscuit. So from this point, we will basically push it out into dough that looks something like this. And then we'll start folding. We're gonna fold it over about 6 times. Each time that we fold it over, we will rotate 90 degrees. Every time you fold it, you are adding layers to your biscuit. And I actually am a little bit concerned that I've already overworked this, but that's all right. Just trying to make pretty good biscuits. Not the best. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was 6 times. If it wasn't, well, what the f ever. Okay, with our hands, we're gonna push this out. And this dough, we will have to like keep flattening as we cut it, but you want the dough close to 1 inch thick, and then we'll cut it. And use a little bourbon glass, and every time you cut it, that's what a biscuit looks like. Flop that over. 12 was the goal, but I don't think we're gonna hit it. So if I had not worked the dough as much, it would be easier to see the bits of butter. But I think I overworked the dough, so might be shitty. We got 9. I think we're gonna end up with 11. Or maybe like 11 and 1 dumb one. Because like the last little bit of dough, it's like you can't really cut it. There's number 12. And we'll just cook this one too. It'll be fun. And that guy will go there. Okay. These will go in the oven for 12 minutes at 425, but the oven's not ready. So, in the meantime, we'll get our gravy going. Hey kids, it's time to make a gravy. It starts with Breffist Sausage. I actually asked the butcher for Breffist Sausage, and he didn't bat an eye. That's about a pound, thereabouts. I'm gonna saute that up. We gotta push it down where it belongs. It's really weird how it's sticking all together. Let's go ahead and put the biscuits in. If you wanted to get excited, you could butter the top of these, but you're not that excited. Kitchen time, 12 minutes. Hopefully that gives us enough time to cook this. That's real pleasant. I don't suggest looking at it, honestly. So we're gonna start with over 2 cups of milk. It's a shitload of milk. This is like almost 3 cups. And we'll have a 1/3 cup of flour, ready to go. But mainly just ready, but it's also ready to go. Just gonna keep folding that sausage into itself. That's how you cook pork. This is like ground up piglets and shit. I didn't mean it.
Phil, your shirt's dirty.
It's alright, bad habit.
Drink that milk. I need biscuits and gravy.
Alright, our sausage is looking cooked, fully cooked. It's been 5.5 minutes. I know that because of the biscuit counter. We're gonna do our best to pull the sausage out without pulling all the grease out. We might have to reverse strain it. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. This is called reverse straining. You pull it out and you put it back in. Get in there, you greasy bastard. To that, add a knob of butter. That's how they do it in places that don't give a f about health. When that butter melts, we're gonna add flour. Smells pretty good, doesn't it? Why don't we check on the biscuits while we're thinking about it? They're starting to rise. Rise up! Weird one doesn't look too weird. It looks alright.
It just looks a little small.
Okay, medium low heat. Toast that flour. This is what's called a roux. And if it clumps up right now, that's alright. We're gonna add a little milk. It's gonna be no problem. We'll let it toast. Toast. The host will toast it the most. It brings out the nuttiness of the butter, the nuttiness of the butter. And you can see just because of the sheer amount of fat that was in there, it's starting to break a little bit. Those are those white bits. But that's okay, it'll thicken up when you have that whole milk. Oh, there it went. Right over the sausage. Now it's milk sausage. We're You'll always be so impressed. You see that? Look how quick that thickens up. Or it looks like paste. Because that's basically what you're making. You know, you're making meat paste. You gotta put meat paste on top of your carb sponges. That's how they do it in the South. You see how this is like pretty much just looks like milk? It will magically become not milk here shortly. You're gonna give it a sprinkle of salt, flavor, a nice black pepper. And you could season this to taste. You'll see some recipes that put like seasoning salt. It's alright. You could also add maybe a little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg goes well in gravies, but just a pinch, like just a pinch. You could add cayenne, that's another popular thing. It hasn't thickened up yet, but go ahead and add your sausage back. If this doesn't thicken, we might be f***ed, but I think it will. It's just a matter of function of time and all that shit. Okay, so it's been 12 minutes. You can't see anything on the microwave because I cleared out the timer. But the biscuits ain't ready. They ain't ready at all. Look at that. They look great, but they need to go a little longer. And I think the reason for this is that we made more of them, so the oven's working harder. It's complete bullshit. My sausage gravy here it's starting to thicken, and I have confidence in it. And pretty soon this will be a nice white gravy. We'll be back. Yeah, look at this. This gravy is basically gravy at this point. Okay, we're gonna turn that heat down. Oh man, look at that. It's nice and pasty, just like your extended family. Well, watch this. We're gonna do the glop test. The glop. We're approaching critical glop. Let's check on them biscuits. Oh, that's looking good. They do look nice and artisanal. Check this shit out. This is really cool. This is really cool. Because of the way that we incorporated the butter into the batter, you can see that it rose up and we have multiple layers. So as these cool, we'll actually be able to just rip them open. We'll also have plenty of nooks and crannies in the biscuit for butter or gravy to absorb. But really, they're looking real nice. We got just a little bit of browning on the top. We could get a nice brown top if we hit it with butter. John's doing that thing where he films without looking at me, which is, I don't like that. If you look at the bottom of the biscuit, you can see it's a little bit darker, and that's just a function of being on, you know, the pan. But check that out. I mean, that gravy just shaped right up. It's just big, gloppy, jalopy gravy. Oh, it smells really good. I think we're on the path to success. That gravy's in the pocket. It's in the zone. I think we need to plate this bitch up. We're gonna pick 2 nice biscuits here. The ones that will stay the most vertical. That look good. That looks pretty good too. Look at that. Them biscuits. They truly look nice. Take your biscuit, and if you have done this correctly, you should be able to split it. Oh yeah, baby. Okay. Same for the other biscuit. And now you have a nice bed of carbs, which you will ladle on the gravy too. Dear Lord, oh Christ, oh my golly. Just layer it on there, and there you have it. And if you want to make this like a true gut buster type meal, you could like slap an egg on there, or cheese, or honestly anything. But look at that, that is just, oh yeah, to really give it that southern authenticity, give it a little bit of a butter garnish. This shit's melty. There it is, there it is. Wow, look at that. Let's do the taste test. All right, here we go. One biscuit boy, that's me. Half my family's from the South, by the way. You know when you make a meal and it's just like, every step you're like, that ain't healthy. And then it all culminates into the taste of that. That's it. That is how you do it. I don't know what we could have possibly done wrong. I think we actually did a good job. Please don't criticize us. We're very insecure. Yeah, just tell me how good of a job I did. Thanks, bye.